Barry Sommers.
Top 100.
Barry Sommers.
Top 100. He's got a voice that's really the bomb. He'll make a choice that'll aggravate Tom. I hate to spoil it, but when all's said and done, Merchant of Venus gonna be number one.
Barry Sommers.
Top 100.
And so, with the whatabouts defeated at last, we all lived happily ever after in the royal palace. The princess, the Archduke of Xanthropolis, and me. The end. Oh, hello, and welcome to my Top 100. I'm excited. I promised this was going to happen. It is happening right now, believe it or not. Okay, a couple of notes before we get started. This list was compiled just before Origins 2015, so beginning of June 2015. I had to have some sort of cutoff, otherwise, well, things just get all messy. So, Elysium, Parfum, some other brand new releases at Origins are not on the list, no matter how much I like them. The other thing is that I was a little surprised. It's been 2 years since we did a Top 100, since I did a Top 100, and nearly half of my Top 100 is new. Why? I don't really know. I haven't quite figured that out yet. Maybe some of those old classics, those traditional classics, have fallen by the wayside and sort of have fallen behind. Maybe I'm just really a sucker for the new stuff. I don't know. But this is what Tom says every year, and now I understand. Just because something isn't on the Top 100 doesn't mean it's a bad game. Doesn't mean I don't like the game. There's lots of fantastic games that aren't in my Top 100. These are just the ones I like the best. As of June 2015. Let's get started with number 100. Go! You say number 100.
Number 100. The Castles of Burgundy.
Alright, we'll start things off with number 100, The Castles of Burgundy, and I'm empty-handed. I don't own a copy of this one, which may be one of the reasons why it's fallen from number 33 from 2 years ago. Castles of Burgundy is sort of a set collection game. You're drafting tiles and placing them on your board. I like the dice rolling mechanism. You roll 2 dice, and that is your 2 actions that you can do. You can manipulate those dice, but then that's all you get to do on your turn. You have to figure out how to use those couple of actions to get sets of tiles onto your board and sort of race your opponents to do different things. It's still a great game, just not one that I'm playing as often and don't actually have for you to look at. Number 100, The Castles of Burgundy.
Number 99. Artificium.
Number 99 is Artificium. Don't feel bad, you can't actually read this. This is the Russian copy of the game. In Artificium, you are taking all these resources, collecting resources, and sort of transmuting them through a weird pyramid into higher scoring resources, which you can then use to score lots of points and attack your opponents and stuff. It's all through these drafting of cards, which allow you to do these actions to transmute resources, but it uses only one type of token. So depending on where that token is on your board, that's what that particular token represents. I like that sort of efficient design, and it's a lot of fun working those resources up the tree to score points. New addition to the list, number 99, Artificium.
Number 98. Pueblo.
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 Number 98 is Pueblo, which was also quite farther along on my list last time, number 29, I think. Still love the game. It's a game about building your structures, but hiding your particular colored blocks from the overseer that works its way around the board. A really nice tactile game from here. The pieces in there. It's a really fun one, and one that I'm looking forward to introducing to the children in the next couple of years. Pueblo, my number 98.
Number 97. Empires of the Void.
Number 97 is Empires of the Void by Ryan Lockett. He does both the design and the art, which I think is really cool. I like the design of this one. This is a 4X game, the expanding and exploiting and exterminating type of game, space exploration. You are finding these planets, and you can decide whether you want to conquer them or befriend them. And there are different risks and rewards of each. It's a neat game. Oh, and there's all these different ship designs that if you befriend a particular civilization, you may get their cool-looking ship that only you can then build. It's neat. One that I think has been overlooked a little bit. People don't talk about it as much, but it's a really strong game. Empires of the Void, my number 97.
Hello, I'm Mr. Bear. I'm a professional bear because I have a tie. You can trust me. I'm a professional. Note the tie.
Number 96. Sleuth.
Sleuth was my number 67 last time. It's number 96 this time. It's a classic Sid Sackson, very pure deduction game. You got a bunch of cards, and one of these cards representing a certain type of gem. So it might be the triple blue gem has been removed from the deck, and then the rest of the cards are dealt out. And through various actions, you will explore what's in other people's hands, and you're marking down on your little sheet, trying to figure out what's missing, what's in everybody else's hands, locating the missing gem. Very straightforward. It is very thinky. This is a game that you sit there and everyone's looking down at their pieces of paper trying to figure out what questions to ask next. But if you like that sort of game, this is one of the purest examples of the genre. Sleuth, my number 96.
Number 95. Bruxelles 1893.
I am empty-handed once again for my number 95. That is Brussels, 1893. Really neat game. My group has it, so I haven't had to buy it myself. This is an action selection worker placement game, but with a lot of neat twists. There's a whole array of actions available in any particular round, but it all depends on a card draw and the positioning of these little brackets that sort of cordon off one section of the board that's available for you to use. There's also other actions that you can go to the black market, but if you're the one that spends the most workers on the black market, bad things happen to you. I find it to be an interesting challenge, a lot of fun to play, lots of different possibilities based on the layout of the board. Brussels 1893 is a really great game, well worth checking out, and it's my number 95.
Number 94.
Frontier Stations!
Number 94, I struggled with this one. Frontier Stations by Jeremy Leonard. It's a Victory Point Games. It is brand new. This is a cooperative game in which you're collecting resources as a group and dealing with threats that are around the board. And the threats exist in between individual players. So there's a threat here, or a couple of threats here, that you and I deal with, and then there's another threat over here that you and I have to deal with. Die rolls are what trigger all of this stuff. So you roll a die, and that may trigger resource production in front of you, but also threats that exist on the side. And you're all trying to collect resources, draft cards into your tableaus, earn those resources to be able to survive an entire deck worth of threats. Now, the reason why I was so hesitant here is that it's a brand new game. And even I'm really excited about it, and I ranked it pretty high on the list. It's on the top 100, but I don't know what continued play is going to do to this yet. So it's sort of in flux, but right now I'm very excited about Frontier Stations, my number 94.
Number 93.
Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Number 93, Sentinels of the Multiverse, one of the best examples of the superhero genre. It's a cooperative game. Each player has a deck that represents a particular hero, and each one of these heroes sort of plays differently. And they have special powers and abilities and a way to work their way through their deck. You're all trying to defeat a particular big bad. There's lots of mechanisms involving what location you're in and what the bad guy does. There have been lots of expansions. In fact, this is the original edition of the game. There is a newer, enhanced edition that I haven't pulled the trigger on yet that has nice tokens for tracking everything. But it is a really neat game if you're a fan of co-ops, a nice example of the genre. And my number 93, Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Number 92.
Of Axa.
Coming in at number 92, which is pretty close to where it was last time, is one of the classics of the pick up and deliver genre, Off Axa. A game I don't have, but my group does. It's about trucking around Germany. And you've got these cool little plastic, almost rubberized trucks, and you're bidding on contracts that have me picking up a couple of things over here and taking them over there, and being as efficient as possible in doing that is the whole name of the game. If you are a fan of Pick Up and Delivers and haven't seen Off Axa, it's a really nice, it still stands up very well after so many other revisions of the concept. Off Axa, my number 92.
Number 91.
Nations, the Dice Game.
I am once again empty-handed for my number 91. It is a brand new release. Nations, the dice game. This just released at Origins, but I've played it a few times before then. It's a revision of Nations, the full-size game, but I really like the way that dice are drafted into your civilization. You'll get a tile, you'll pay for a tile, and then you trade out some of your dice for more specialized dice. So you can push your civilization in a certain direction, but you don't want to push too far because then you won't roll the symbols that you need to push in other directions. So I really like those choices, the battling for your opponents to get those choice tiles, and of course the luck of the dice. I'm coming around to the dice rolling. Nations, the dice game, my number 91. Check it out. And there we have it, the first 10 of the top 100. I'm excited to see more, aren't you? There's going to be more. I promise. I'm working on it right now. I won't flake out on you. See you next time.
Every summer runners.
Top 100. He's got a voice that's really the bomb. He'll make a choice that'll aggravate Tom. I hate to spoil it, but when all's said and done, Merchant of Venus gonna be number one.
Every summer runners.
Top 100. Yeah.